It's the
And we are underway here in Las Vegas. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And for this young rookie making his first NFL start, a moment he's been waiting for since draft day.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Jacobs going to try the middle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there in a Raider first. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
11 more on that one, and another first down. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Being chased out left. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. The kick by Carlson is good. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week one. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield. Mission accomplished. Points on the board.
Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Play action. Now Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 38. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Right back to Dobbins on first. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll go again with Dobbins. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
This is caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman from 19 yards away. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Harris dancing to his left. Oh, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Jackson. And he lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Harris now. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Harris. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. That he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Off the bootleg. Harris rolling to his right. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Completion left side to Miller. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Here's Jackson. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now Jackson on first down. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. And this one will be a 29-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
So we have reached halftime here with a visit. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Jackson options out left. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. To throw is Jackson. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. Open man is Duvernay. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. The game. There on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return, and it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Just work with me a second here because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, it feels like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. Short throw, going to be caught by Waller. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one out to the 35. Give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down. On first down, Harris. He gets this to Davante Adams. Davante Adams, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Davante Adams, 65 yards. And the Raiders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Just a 4-play drive that time. And Davante Adams able to finish things with a touchdown reception. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And we got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Final minute now of the third quarter. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 42-yard line. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. He'll find Bateman once more. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. Tucker's kick is good, and they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, CD, that's a huge play by this defense in a close ball game. I think he was trying to just extend the play there, getting outside the pocket, but he throws a costly pick six.
Yeah, he's trying to find someone open. You're exactly right. He wasn't looking to run. He was looking to throw. The result, not good for him. They were more than happy on the defensive side to gather that one in and take it to the house.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Looking deep for Adams, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Harris. Flushed out right. Looking deep for Adams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
A short one here secured by the tight end Waller. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. Back to throw again. Flush to his right. And that's caught inside the 35. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Again, he'll drop to throw. Short throw going to be caught by Waller. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit at 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Escaping the pressure right. And that will be incomplete as well.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
They go with Jacobs. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And it's caught. Touchdown Raiders. Davante Adams. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Raiders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 50 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll try and run right on the option. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down. Defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know, it's really strange. I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0.
Well, partner, that'll do it. These week 1 primetime games, they always seem to have a little bit more electricity, a little more anticipation. A fun one tonight, and a lot of fun ones that we have on the road ahead.
And, partner, I love the word you just used there, electricity. Things were crackling out there, weren't they? And let's face it, both of these teams came in with the idea, get off to
Today, from Allegiant Stadium in
Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, Zach Wilson.
And what was really attractive about Zach Wilson coming out of college, coming out of BYU, his ability to create and make plays when many people thought they didn't exist. But what's been even better.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 9 carries, 55 yards.
And that's just not enough carries for a running back to get loose and really feel like he's into the game because they have to have enough volume to establish a rhythm, not just for themselves, but also to get in sync with their offensive line so they can read the blocks properly and they can execute them. I expect them to get a minimum of 15 carries in this game, and the optimum number would be 20 plus.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
The Raiders had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener, and they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses.
The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown! Davante Adams, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Raiders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago,
18 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
On third down, Wilson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Well, that one hurts. I mean, it was third down, of course, but now the penalty, and we're back to first down.
Yeah, it hurts momentum in a big way, and they built that up here in the early going. Now, that leaves the opposition with a first down. That's a mistake you don't want to make at this point in the game.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
That pass complete to Moore.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. And Gay knocks this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Good work there, holding him out on first down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2? Maybe even 3 more plays.
On second down, Jacobs. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. The New York set to take the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down and 6.
Here's Wilson. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson, and he will find Davis. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 14. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Give that sack to the linebacker, Jayon Brown. So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top.
As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Joe.
Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3.
The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They were losers a week ago to Baltimore, but they lead things here as they start 1st and 10. On the ground, Jacobs will get the 3rd quarter started. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Harris, off play action. And it's complete to Adams. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Things looking much rosier for them here in Week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10.
They'll run right here with Jacobs. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory.
52 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Here's Harris. Off the bootleg. Sliding out of the pocket. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 28. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs. Now Harris. Throwing on first down. Completes it to Aguilar. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
So a pretty nice throw right there from the rookie. And this, of course, is game number 2 of his NFL career. His guys did not get the win, Charles, in the opener. But what did you see from him last week?
Well, I think all things considered, he played pretty well, and I don't think I'd pin the loss on him. But there's no question, this is a learning process, and that was step 1, and he's hoping on the road to glory.
Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and now it's second down. They'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. Touchdown, Raiders! Josh Jacobs. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now Wilson on first down.
His pass complete to Ruckert.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Now it's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw again on second down. Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. And he's got the hook up to Moore.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 12-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. His pass caught at the 4. And the Jets are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall. His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. And wait a minute, did the Jets get it? They did. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now it's Wilson. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Here's Wilson to throw. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson, his throw incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Raiders have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Following the touchdown. Ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
He's got the connection to Moore.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Now Wilson. And he's got a man, Corey Davis.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Wilson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game.
Picked off by Logan Ryan. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
Jacobs with a carry on 1st down as he'll get about 3 there before he's taken down.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders.
And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win.